It's Monday morning and I thought I'd give you a couple of updates on some things that happened over the weekend. I did some journaling related things yesterday that I didn't film because it was too dark for me to do that, and also a bit unplanned and I went a bit rogue. I don't know why I have this here. I just keep my traveler's notebook on my desk pretty much all of the time, even though I'm not using it at the moment. But you may notice I've got a cover on the desk. This one you may recognize as my 6-ring binder that I used for a while. I am no longer using that, but I am using an A5 notebook. And I don't know why I didn't realize this before. I've been using the A5 for at least a month now. I don't know why I didn't clock the fact that I could use a cover for that notebook and actually keep my things nice and neat and not have like a big stack of pictures and stickers tucked in the middle of the notebook and be scared that it will get bent or ruined when I put it in my suitcase or anything. And I was thinking about covers, and I had a little bit of a look around, and really the only one that I particularly like is the Hobonichi leather one, which is like €200, and I am not going to buy that. There's some on Etsy that are a little bit closer to the Traveler's Notebook classic ones, but none of them really looked that good to me, and some of them didn't really have a closure. I don't know, I felt a bit weird about them. And then I thought, I've got an A5 cover, it's a ring binder, but I could potentially take the rings off, and so that is what I've ended up doing. I've got the rings over here. I don't know that I would be able to put them back on, really, or at least like I don't know how I would do that, because I took like the prongs that the rings were attached to off of the cover, and then I patched it up with some like electrical tape. I don't think you can really tell on camera, but it was a bit of an aggressive thing because these weren't like screwed in, they were kind of punched in, and so I had to take the eyelets out, and then I took the prongs off of the cover because they were just anchored to like a piece of cardboard on the inside. So it wasn't too bad to take off, but I was very wary of it, and I was very scared of ruining the cover. I got them off with minimal damage, and I'm very, very happy about that. I've tidied it up a bit. I've got space for my stickers. I've got more stickers in the back here as well. I could tuck my notebook into one of the cover flaps. It does fit. It's a bit tight now because I've got the paper clip and all of that. I'm not going to try to ruin it, but it does fit very comfortably. I did it yesterday. Plenty of space for everything. Even if I don't actually tuck it into the cover, it doesn't fall out or anything, and it's really, really nice. I really like this cover. I love all of the pocket space that it has, and it's just great for me to be able to keep everything in one place and not have to constantly look for everything in a drawer or whatever. So that's kind of the main update. I'll give you a little updated flip through as well, because I've got some new pages. I printed out some pictures from the weekend and also from last weekend. This was from a dinner with some friends. We found out about a very nice plant-based restaurant this year, and so we've brought a couple of friends over, and we had a really, really good dinner with them. And then this week, so on Friday morning I had lectures, and then I had a lab practical in the afternoon on like fungal species identification, and then I came home briefly, and then my dad picked me back up and we went to a concert. It's a band that I didn't really know much about, but he went to see them at a local festival over the summer on a weekend when me and my mum were at the seaside, and discovered them there. It's 4 guitarists. They do covers of like fairly recognizable songs, fairly well-known songs, and we went to see them in a theatre here in Turin, and we had a great time. And so that's a picture of that. I've got one more photo to print out here because I realised that I didn't print it out, but we got ice cream after the concert, and it was a very good ice cream that deserves a shout out. And then after the concert we came back home, and on the Saturday evening we went to like a local fair The place is well known for leeks. They have very good leeks, which I know is the most random thing ever, but they have very good leeks, and they do like a couple of weeks long fair about it where they serve food and they sell their leeks and all of that. And the queue was extremely long. We've been going there for like 20 years. We've never waited so long to be sat down, but the food was incredible, and so I've got a picture from that. And then I was journaling a little bit about this notebook update and the cover and all of that. I'm also thinking about stickers, but we'll get more into that hopefully this upcoming week. Other than that, nothing much to update about. I've got some knitting photos. I will show you my knitting progress in a second. Me and my mum went to the garden centre on Saturday afternoon as well. I picked up a couple of things for the Christmas tree, but I basically picked up seconds of things that I've already got. I have a really cute like ski decoration that I've only got one of, and they had another one, so I picked it up. And then I got some some dried orange slices. That's really the only things I picked up. But we had a good time. I didn't really have very nice pictures to print out though, so I didn't. I think I did mention it sometime like around here probably. And then had a really quiet Sunday morning, and then I came back here in the afternoon to study for my exam. So that's really it about the journal, but I'm really happy I managed to sort things out with the cover. This one doesn't really have anywhere to like hook things to or like decorate it. I was trying to figure out how I could put a bow similar to this on it. I don't like very heavily decorated covers, but if I could put a little bow on it, it would be cute, but I don't know. I'll see what I can do about that. And before I leave you, really quick knitting update. I was mainly working... Why have I got everything tangled up now? I was mainly working on this jumper over the week, and I managed to join the body in the round. I've only done a little bit after joining in the round, but it is all connected, and it'll be really nice to work on going forward. And then I did the V-neck collar, which looks so good. It's so neat. I really like it. So that was very good progress for the week, considering I started this last weekend. I'm gonna kind of put this on hold for, well, not on hold, but it'll be like a secondary project for this upcoming week because I really need to get on with my gift knit jumper. And then the other project for the week was a pair of mittens. I picked up yarn for these at Knitting Night on Thursday. This is the Cesia Mistral. It's 100% merino. Very boring color palette, very me. I was tempted to go black and anthracite grey, but I was afraid the contrast would be too low. I think it would have been cool. I'm probably going to make a pair of mittens for that color combination, but I'm happy with these so far. They're just a pair of like fingerless mittens. This one is almost done. It's missing the thumb though, because I'm gonna do them both together. And then I'm kind of halfway through the second one. These work up so quickly. I started this yesterday. This one took a day and a half to knit, so would certainly recommend them. And these are the Hello Spring mitts by Knitted Wishes, so I would definitely recommend them. I think she's got a hat and a sock pattern to match these as well. So that's it. I've started working on the thumb gusset as well. Hopefully I can finish them tonight, really. That'd be my goal, tomorrow at the latest, because it's getting cold and I really want to be able to wear these, and they'll take probably a day or two to block. Right, quick update on the mittens. I have just finished the thumb gusset on the second one. They're looking so cute. I'm hopeful that I can finish this afternoon and do the thumb on the other one as well, because we're going out for dinner tonight and I would really like to wear them. However, I should also study and I should also finish editing a video today, so whether that will actually happen we're gonna have to wait and see. But I did a little bit of knitting now on my lunchtime and it's gone really well. In the end I didn't work on them at all yesterday night because I was working on my drum shawl in class yesterday morning and I realised I only had 6 rows of garter stitch left to finish like the main body of the shawl. It looks smaller than it will actually be because it's very scrunched up on the needles at the moment. But I figured I would just finish those 6 rows after dinner yesterday. Those took forever, and then I started working, which is the right side, that's the right side. I did a little bit, you're never gonna see that. I did a little bit of the lace border. It's got a cable running down over here and then a little lace design. Hopefully it'll become a bit more evident once I've worked a bit of it, but with the black, slightly shiny yarn, it's very difficult to tell so far. Anyways, I'm gonna have to do like 50 repeats of the lace chart, so that might still take a while, but at least we're on to the more engaging part of the shawl. The garter stitch was so boring. I don't like knitting garter stitch, I've discovered. But I'm glad it's over, and I will try to power through the rest of this because I really want to be able to wear this and just keep it in my bag for when I get cold in uni. I've made myself a cup of tea. I'm gonna get on with my studies and then I'll update you on whether I actually managed to finish the mittens or not. Hi again. It's the following week. It's only Wednesday and I already wish that the week was over. I've not had a very good start to the week. The weekend was lovely, had a great time. I don't know where I left you off really, but I will have put like clips from the weekend. Me and my dad went to see Mumford and Sons live. It was great. I've not listened to them very much recently, but he listens to them a lot on the radio and I knew them years and years ago. They're very closely associated to like 2018, 2019 for me. So it was lovely. Really, really fun concert. They were wonderful. Had a great time. And then we celebrated my mum's birthday on Saturday. So I had a lovely weekend. Start to this week, not so much. We had a big scare yesterday with a gas leak. That is, you know, it's all safe now, but it's got to be fixed over the next few days because we now have no gas. So it was a bit crazy for a moment there. I'm glad we got people in and we got it sorted immediately, but yesterday was not a very good day. I am determined to turn this week around because I'm home all week to study for an exam that I do not care about and I do not want to study for, but we've got to do what we've got to do. Exams on Monday, so I've really got to be full on this week. And I just really want to make it as good a week as possible. So I'm going to put up the Christmas tree, I've decided. And I don't know if that's going to be today, it might be tomorrow. I'm going to start drawing out some stickers, some like festive stickers for the season, because I have a whole bunch from last year that I need to go through. I want to print some out for myself for the weekend, but also I've been thinking I might, because they're all part of the advent calendar that I drew last year, which is a set of 24 sticker sheets. It's still available on the shop, but I understand that it's quite a lot, and some people might just want a smaller set of festive designs, and so I think I'm going to take 4 or 5 and put them in a smaller bundle and upload that separately. I just need to, you know, go ahead and actually do that and make sure I make it clear that it's part of the advent calendar, so people that already have that don't accidentally get the same thing twice. But other than that, I do want to draw some more in a little bit of a moodier style that I've, you know, what I've been going for lately for the sticker sheets. It's been a lot of fun. I really want some more for my journal, especially now that I've got so much space in the A5. I feel like I can use all of the stickers I want, whereas in the A6 I was a lot more limited, so it's been a lot of fun with that. And I definitely need to reprint a bunch for myself at the weekend. So that's the other thing. And also being at home means loads and loads of knitting time. So knitting update, I did finish the mittens. They are the cutest thing I have ever seen. I love them. I've been wearing them a lot. I wore them a couple of days to uni last week, I think, and then over the weekend as well. They fit so nicely and they're so cute. They're perfect for going to uni. It's exactly what I wanted. They're nice and warm but very practical because I can still use my phone. And I like that they're quite high up on the wrist because I can tuck them properly into my jacket and so no air gets in. Perfect, 10 out of 10. I love them so much. This might be my favorite thing I've knit so far, to be honest. And then over the weekend, because I was going to Milan for the concert, I had a couple of hours on the train and I wanted a very light, small project to bring with me. If you're my dad, go away. This is a surprise for you. You know I'm making this, but you can't actually see it. I had a skein of Knitting for Olive No Waste Wool that they accidentally sent me the dark navy colorway for instead of the licorice that I'd ordered. I bought it because I just wanted to try it for like a pair of mittens or an accessory or something, but I didn't realize that they'd sent me the wrong color for weeks and weeks because I only looked at it in the evening and I didn't realize. And I don't wear blue, so I was either going to make a little scarf for my mum, or I then realized my dad has asked me to knit him a really lightweight, very portable, very small hat. And I figured it would be a perfect way to use that. He wears a lot of blue. And so I took measurements of a hat that he wears a lot and that he likes the fit of, and I have knit a hat. It's still a little bit damp because I blocked it, I washed it yesterday. So the folded brim especially is still a bit damp. I didn't follow a pattern for this. I just kind of went based on my gauge from a little swatch that I made and the measurements that I wanted to get, and then I did like centered decreases on 4 points around the crown of the hat, and I did a folded brim. I did knit the entire thing inside out because my ribbing apparently is a lot neater on the wrong side than it is on the right side. But other than that, nothing, you know, nothing crazy about it. I think it looks really cute, and it should fit quite well. So that'll be part of his Christmas gift, and I'm glad that I got that done. It was a very great weekend knit. I'd never knit a hat before. I don't wear hats with a fringe, so it's a nightmare. But I really enjoyed the process of that, and knitting for olive yarn is always spectacular. I use 3mm needles, which is my go-to size for their fingering weight yarn, and I really enjoyed working with this yarn. I would certainly buy it again. It's a little less soft than the merino, but not particularly so. It's not terribly rough either. It's just got maybe a little bit more character. I really like it though. Other than that, I have a pair of socks that I am desperate to cast on. It's a DK weight pair of socks. It's a collaboration between two designers. I will put their names on screen because I'm not entirely certain I can pronounce them decently. So you'll have to check that out. And the pattern came out over the weekend. So I bought it yesterday, had a look at it. I don't know that it's written particularly well. We'll see once I actually go through it, but I'm a bit confused by a couple of things. I might try to contact one of the designers about it because I think that might be a mistake and I'm a bit confused about something else as well. But I've told myself that I cannot cast these socks on until I finish the second sleeve of the Celeste sweater. I'm gift knitting this for my friend. So I ended up finishing the first sleeve last week and starting on the second, but I'm really quite far along with it. I did like 4 decreases the day before, and then I did the rest of them yesterday, and I've done the final stockinette bit after the decreases, and I did like 2 rows of ribbing. So I'm going to finish the ribbing and do the sewn bind off today, and then I can start the socks. So that'll be my lunch break knitting, I think. I'll show you the colorways that I've got available to do the socks. We'll see what I end up deciding. I have a fairly solid idea, but there's a few options, so we'll see what I end up actually going for. But I think that's it really knitting wise. I would also like to make some more progress on my Sandro pullover, but I did like a cable repeater on it over the weekend, but I think once I get this finished, I will really be able to properly get into that and knit on that more consistently. But I just really want to get this finished. I am so close. I think after I finish this sleeve, I've got maybe 8 or 9 more centimeters left of the body and then the ribbing. But the body I know will go quite quickly. I much prefer knitting on the body than I do the sleeves, just because I don't particularly enjoy working with shorties, and I also just find I like Magic Loop just fine, but it interrupts the flow a lot more, whereas the body you can just keep going and the needles are nice and comfortable and I don't have to look at what I'm doing, and don't have to think about decreases or anything, so that'll be really nice to reach. But I'm just so excited to see this finished because I think it'll be so cool. So I'll get on with some studying. I'll go make myself a cup of tea. It's 11:30 and I've not started studying yet, so we're gonna have to get on with that. been having some issues with these socks. This is, I think, version number 3 of them. The first time I made them yesterday, I think I filmed it, I ended up joining the first round twisted, and I realised a couple of rounds later, so I frogged, restarted. And then I did all of the ribbing. It's quite a tall bit of ribbing, and I did a bit of stockinette, and I was about to start the chart. And I realised there's no way you can knit the chart onto the recommended sock stitches. So if you, I don't want to give away like the pattern numbers, but if you had like 20 stitch chart, you would want the sock to be 20, 40, 60 stitches, so you could repeat the chart a number of times. The sock in this case would be like 44 stitches, so you've got 4 extra stitches that you don't know what to do with. And I also was trying it on, and I realised that I just wanted to be a little bit looser. It does fit, but I wanted to be quite a tall sock, as the pattern suggests, because I really like the look of it, and I think it'll be really warm and cozy. And in order for me to be able to wear it that far up on my calf, and not have it be super stretched, I just wanted a bit more, more stitches. So I've ended up restarting. My friend helped me unwind the sock. She had a lot of fun with it, and I made a little ball with it. And so I restarted it again. I knit the ruffle yesterday evening, and I'm doing a 66 stitch sock at the moment. And I've restarted from the very beginning, just so I can have the ruffle be kind of proportional to the sock as well, and that will also look just a little more ruffly once it's on. And then I'm on the ribbing now, so let's see how far we can get today. But I think I'm going to put this on hold for a moment. I've just done a couple of rounds this morning, but I am going to pick my Celeste back up. I've put the body back on the needles after finishing the sleeve yesterday, and I will be knitting on the body while I study for most of the day, I think, because I can do this without looking, but the stockinette is just easier, especially without the magic loop and everything. So let's get on with that.
Good morning. As you all have seen, I've managed to put up the Christmas tree yesterday night. It is so lovely. It's very packed full of decorations. It's a tiny Christmas tree and I have quite a lot of decorations that I've accumulated over the past like 4 or 5 years. The only thing I changed this year is I changed the orange slices that I have because I've had the previous ones for 5 years now and they turned a fairly dark brown. They're not ruined or moldy or anything, which I was worried they might be, especially because I dried them myself in the oven. I ended up buying some new ones this time around because I was at a like Christmas shop type thing and I saw them and I thought I'd pick them up. So I changed those around so they're nice and orange and fresh and my room smells delicious. Other than that, I've made some knitting progress. So I've made some progress on the sock. This is going by so quickly. DK weight socks, pure magic. The colour work is beautiful. I really like it. I love the colour combination. I've ended up going for, this is Drops Fabel. Don't remember the colour, it'll be in the description. And then this is Filcolana Arwetta. Colourway is, let's see if I can find it. Colourway is 975 and it's a beautiful sort of warm toned grey or like really desaturated brown and I love them together. So that's going great. I'm going to finish the leg today and then hopefully get started on the heel flap. But I've also been knitting a bunch on the Celeste and I have just finished the stockinette part of the body and so I can get on and start the ribbing and my goal for today is to finish this jumper. So I am going to do like 20 rounds of ribbing I think and then do an Italian bind off. That'll probably take me an hour over lunch break, but I do enjoy doing an Italian bind off. Or actually no, I'm doing tubular bind off because I'm doing the 2 rows of double knitting as well. So that'll be the plan for the rest of the day. I've got lectures until 1:30, but they're online because there's a big public transport strike and then I'd like to do some video editing. I'd like to get started sketching some of the Christmas sticker sheets. I've put together a little mood board that I'm probably going to print out and journal about as well. Loads of things to get done today. Probably won't get through them all because I also need to study still. But there is hope because a friend of ours had to take the partial exam today instead of Monday and she said that it was okay. So I'm hopeful, but you know, still need to get on with revision.